Information dissemination on coral reefs and indigenous knowledge of the Tanzania coastal communities at the Eastern Africa Center of Excellence, Zanzibar. Investigation of indigenous knowledge on coral reefs management and the associated environment in Tanzania covered 13 coastal villages of Dar es Salaam, Unguja, Mafia, Tanga, and Mtwara areas. This work was done by Sub-Project C of the Coral Reef Targeted Research and Capacity Building for Management Project CRTR, which has been triggered by concerns on deteriorating health of coral reefs with the expectation that this major international initiative will accelerate and refine the global response to our understanding and management of coral reefs worldwide. CRTR is a project under the Global Environmental Facility GEF and the Development Grant Facility DGF of the World Bank, which has committed substantial resources to conduct a project on environmental change and coral reefs. CRTR project 2004 to 2009 formally launched on the 1st of December 2004. The CRTR at the Eastern Africa Center of Excellence, the Institute of Marine Sciences, consists of 3 sub-projects, Sub-Project A, B, and C. The actual research work at the Eastern Africa Center of Excellence started in 2005-2006. The overall objective of the CRTR and Capacity Building for Management program is to address fundamental information gaps in the understanding of coral reef ecosystem so that management options and policy interventions can be strengthened globally. All WGs and local scientists have been involved. Sub-Project C objective is to document and publicize results and output of the CRTR project at the Center of Excellence, COE, to ensure that the results and other related information are widely disseminated and utilized in decision-making. End products of this outreach part include production of documentary videos, folders, posters, and press conferences. Sub-Project C has also carried out a study in the area of indigenous knowledge on coastal and marine resource management, focusing on coral reefs. The study has brought to light indigenous methods on resource and ecosystem management and found out the relationships and linkages with modern management methodologies. The investigations were conducted through structured and semi-structured interviews with experienced elder fishers of different age groups, village leaders, and fisheries officers to get insight and an overview of the indigenous knowledge on coral reef management and the associated environment. The results show that indigenous knowledge plays an important role in coral reef management. The study identified different indigenous management approaches associated with marine fishery, mangrove forest, coastal forests, and agriculture that have either direct or indirect effect to the coral reef management. Indigenous knowledge on fisheries resources identified during the survey has a management approach of coral reefs dominated by inadvertent ones. These are taboos, beliefs, magic, spiritual element, technical inadequacies, and closures. 8 forms of taboos were identified that inadvertently protect fish stocks and consequently protecting fishing habitats.
Wapo samaki walisharuhusiwa kula, kwa mfano kama kasa. Haruhusiwi kula.
Kwa nini?
Haruhusiwi kula kwa sababu serikali inakataza, tena wakati mwingine kuna kasa mwenye sumu.
These are dietary restrictions against eating certain marine species because of government influence. Superstitious beliefs or religious influence have been most developed by villagers in the areas. Restrictions on fishing before bath after sleeping with a woman is deliberately adhered to avoid misfortune by certain of the ocean whom they believe that dislike to meet with a dirty person during fishing activities.
Mke anaumwa
kwenye siku zake.
Hiyo ni hatari kabisa.
Restrictions on fishing for a menstruating woman. According to Islamic religion, a menstruating woman is considered as a dirty person.
Kwa kaskazi hapa vyombo vingi tunavikosa pwani kwa ajili ya wimbi
kubwa.
Restrictions on fishing during strong winds. This was attributed to the nature of their fishing vessels, as most of them still use traditional fishing vessels which are not capable to strong winds. A heavy rain during fishing causes invisibility of the direction, which might cause them to get lost during fishing. In early times, when there was a death at the village, no fishing activities was done until the body was buried. This was associated with getting misfortune if one goes out to fish, while others are involved in burial activities. Nowadays, some people continue with fishing activities even if there is a death event in their villages. This is connected with Islamic religion, as they believe that taking alcohol dirty the body and soul. If identified by other fishers that you have taken alcohol, they drop you off to avoid misfortune and other dangers during fishing.
Siku nimekuwa sende baharini Ijumaa, umetokea msiba kijijini. Au umetokea shughuli na lazima kama mfano harusi na kwa hiyo.
Muslim fishers do not go out fishing during the Islamic religious ceremonies. Most Muslims do not go fishing during Fridays, as it is regarded as a special day for them to rest at home and conduct a Friday prayer. However, some fishers, because of poverty and lack of alternative livelihood activities, continue with fishing activities during the Friday night. Muslims who have been fasting do not go to dive for octopus during the holy month of Ramadan.
Ila ukifika wakati ule unaokoga mwaka kule Zanzibar na sisi tulikuwa tunakoga kama kawaida.
Some fishers do not go fishing during Mwakakoga, wedding ceremonies, elections, great taking of a big man, neap tides, and farming season. In early times, there was a one-day ceremony during male circumcision events, and in that day, fishing is not conducted.
Unakwenda zako kazini, baharini, sivyo? Kutoka tu unakutana na mtu mmoja. Unaelewa? Pale unaambiwa kwamba ile inakuwa ukienda baharini upati kitu. Sasa hilo
Some beliefs associated with fishing activities are, it is misfortune to mate with one person when going out for fishing.
Wengine wana imani kwamba ukiniagiza sipati. Kula kwenda. Lakini kuna wengine akabana mimi naenda.
Making a payment for fish in advance is a bad sign. If this happens, some fishers cancel the fishing activities on that day.
Asiguse demo.
Many fishers believe that the basket traps, madema, and nets won't catch fish if they are touched by a woman during fabrication. It is believed that nothing will be caught if a goat urinates at the basket traps. It is a bad sign if fishers defecate or urinate inside or near the fishing vessel, as nothing will be caught in that day. Innumerable magical practices and spiritual elements play a role in fisheries. Some fishers believe that in order to catch more fish, one has to attend to witch doctors and give traditional medicine to attach at their fishing vessels and gears in order to give fishermen confidence in the face of a wide range of hazards and threats.
Kazi yako haendi, utabadilisha
siku nyingine. Ukipandisha mitego yako ile, alafu katafutie mtibabu atakupata siku nyingine.
Magicians should be consulted to find the best time and day to leave home and direction, which are most auspicious for fishing and camping. Some fishers believe that a big tree found along the beach is a home of Satan, so a special ritual prayer must be done before cutting trees for deploying fishing vessels to avoid misfortune. Technical inadequacies of fishing vessels and gears. Indigenous communities used and many are still using traditional fishing vessels without engines, such as dugout canoes, mtumbwi, outrigger canoes, galawa, dhows, dhow, and mashua. These vessels limit them to go far offshore. Also, the artisanal fishers use traditional fishing gears like basket traps, hook and lines, as well as scoop nets. This is to some extent protect far reefs due to using friendly gears and vessels.
Unapigwa upatu kwamba pweza sasa wanafungwa kama mwezi miwili.
Traditionally, there was conservation of octopus to increase the stock for at least 3 months. They normally close and open the area when religious festivals are approaching.
Na huko unaona chini. Yaani tunaweza kusema sema wengine unaweza ukaenda ukakuta ule mwamba kule chini kote kuna wakatatu. Wewe pamoja kwa moja.
Traditionally, some reefs remained untouched and healthy due to miracles that were seen by some fishers during fishing. Information on presence of miracles in some reefs was spread to others orally. Indigenous management of coastal forests. This occurs mostly in the form of sacred forests. The most important forms of biodiversity conservation, forests are protected through customary taboos and sanctions with significant cultural and ecological implications. The protecting institution may be the priest, a temple trust, or the community as a whole. Ecologically, these sacred forests protect coral reefs from sedimentation.
Mikoko sasa hivi imezidi kidogo sababu kutokana na hifadhi ya mazingira. Baadhi ya vikundi, watu binafsi.
Mangrove trees act as sinks which remove pollutants such as sewage, toxic minerals, pesticides, herbicides, etc. from seawater. The impact of these pollutants on the reef ranges from coral bleaching to that. The presence of sacred area in the mangrove forest acts as a good mechanism for mangrove resources management.
Kazi yangu kulima na kugonga usumba, basi na kutoa.
Traditional management of agricultural land is cropping systems practiced in the surveyed villages which involved home gardens, mixed cropping, rotational cultivation, and permanent cultivation. The cropping systems reduce level of siltation that could otherwise damage the coral reefs. The communities apply organic fertilizers in their farms, which is less harmful to coral unlike inorganic fertilizers. These are serious indications that with development and modernization, this indigenous knowledge and its application are being lost. We recommend a need to build capacity among local communities to develop, share, and apply indigenous knowledge to allow more research in this area. There is equally a high unmet need to develop national strategies to support the use of indigenous knowledge. This should result in partnerships between local communities, governments, civil society, and academia. We recommend on the urgency to collect and systematize indigenous knowledge, taking into account the specific context in which it developed and exists. To avoid fossilization, indigenous knowledge should be part of the terms of reference of the school system. The findings were used to promote awareness of the indigenous knowledge to some school communities in Dar es Salaam. Also, this information will be used nationally and internationally.